MK Irish kicked off their league campaign with an unlucky defeat away to Real Bedford on Tuesday night, conceding late on after an otherwise dominant performance. Irish had had an impressive pre-season, and it didn't take long for them to get on the front foot on the night. The first chance came after 5 minutes as George Shreves beat his man down the right hand side and crossed in to Ty Ward, who headed over. It was Shreves himself who had the next chance. A cross in from Andre Olakami on the left came out to Shreves on the edge of the box, and his effort needed clearing off the line after beating the Bedford goalkeeper. The visitors were dominant in the early stages and went close again soon after. Picking up the ball in the middle of the park was Mason Spence, who played a quick pass through to George Shreves down the right, but he couldn't direct his shot towards the corner, and the Bedford keeper saved comfortably. Real Bedford's first threat on goal didn't come until around 20 minutes had gone, working the ball down the left and firing it across the face of goal, but no one could touch it home. Irish would come to regret not taking one of their chances early on, and Bedford again had to clear off the line to keep the score at 0-0, this time after Olakami's shot was spilled by the keeper. The best chance of the half fell to Mason Spence. After good work from Shreves down the left, he crossed in and Spence found himself unmarked, heading down into the ground well but seeing his effort saved. The rebound eventually found its way to Ryan Smith, and his shot looked to be goal-bound before being deflected wide. The less said about this moment the better, but more on that later. Irish played the best football of the night at the start of the second half, and this lovely passage of play worked its way to Callum Hurst's feet, but after driving through the middle, his shot lacked the power to trouble the Bedford keeper. Now, referring back to the incident earlier, after one too many attempts to deceive the ref, Real Bedford's winger eventually earned himself a yellow card for diving, which he seemed quite upset about. Irish were really turning the screw now in an attempt to break the deadlock. The ball was worked out to the left, and after a clever 1-2, Shreves was through and tried to dink it over the keeper, who had to make another save to keep the score level. Shreves looked sharp, and moments later he forced Real Bedford's keeper into the best save of the evening. The ball was switched out to him on the right, and after driving at his man, he fired a shot that was headed towards the bottom left corner. Irish had so little to do defensively that a lapse in concentration gave Bedford their best chance of the night. Nat Beecher's short back pass was picked up, and it took a perfectly timed block from Shaheem Ward to deny the resulting shot. And then came the moment Irish dreaded after 75 minutes of creating so many chances. A ball in from the right-hand side found an unmarked man in the middle, who headed in off the post past Owusu Kiramato to make it 1-0. Irish had to dig deep now to try and pick themselves up. The link-up play on display was still positive despite the setback, and after some clever work in midfield, Ryan Smith so nearly curled in a fantastic equaliser. And with Irish pushing forward desperately, Real Bedford had a good chance to double their lead, after a long throw and into the box was knocked down, and a volleyed effort was flashed just over the bar. With time running out for the visitors, a succession of balls into the box couldn't find them the equaliser that they deserved for their performance over the 90 minutes. And the final chance fell to captain Ty Ward. A clever ball over the defence from Nathan Smith dropped for Ward, but his volleyed shot was wide of the target as heads went into hands and it finished 1-0 to Real Bedford.